Remember to drink your water. Very important. I feel like all of us experience this at some point in our lives, or maybe multiple points in our lives, and we start to thinking that we're just not doing the things we should be doing, we're not doing enough, and that's literally, we just sit there thinking we're lazy. Do you think you're lazy, or are you actually just burnt out and you're not aware of it? Burnout is an actual genuine concern in today's, fast-paced world, and there are only really few ways to keep it under control, which we'll get into later on. Everything out there and everybody out there constantly demands our time and attention, and our brains are constantly just all over the place, so it's no wonder that we just all feel so depleted and exhausted all the time. And on top of our, ever so busy and ever so fast-paced lives, all of that will just amount to burnout. That's fine and everything, but how can you actually sit there and recognize that you're going through burnout? You're not just feeling tired, you're not just feeling a little bit lazy, you're going through an actual, genuine thing that needs to be looked at before it becomes an actual, genuine concern. Because the faster we can recognize it, the better. It will all kind of feel similar, so it's pretty difficult to recognize it based off a few things, but when you look at multiple points and multiple things in your life that are kind of going on right now, you'll have a much better understanding of what it is. Because burnout isn't just necessarily being stressed or tired. It's about feeling hopeless, detached, and just exhausted, no matter how much or how little you actually do. It feels like you're running on empty with just no energy or motivation left in the tank, no matter how much you slept, or how well you've eaten, or how balanced your life may be. It's about neglecting yourself, your boundaries, your needs, without realizing it, and just completely forgetting about the fact that you just need a break. You just need to pause. You need to let everything up here slow down. But I think one of the biggest indicators is not enjoying the things you're most passionate about for absolutely no reason whatsoever. You don't know why, you don't know when, you don't know what, you just don't enjoy it anymore. So you might be sat there thinking, oh, that's absolute nonsense. I'm just tired, I just need a holiday and I'll get right back to it. And maybe that is the case. Maybe you genuinely do just need a little bit of a break because you're not feeling burnt out. You generally are just tired and exhausted and you just need your body to recover. And I suppose that's actually on the right lines, because you're taking the initiative to take a break, because then that will be the best indicator to see and notice whether you were just tired or whether you're actually burnt out. Because if you come back from a break and you still feel, exhausted, depleted, hopeless, you just don't want to do anything at all, you're probably still burnt out, because it's not actually that quick to get rid of it. It takes a long time, especially if it's been going on a while in your life right now. One of the biggest things with burnout is that it just creeps up on us. We're just not aware of it. We're just not aware that it's happening. It just slowly eats away at us. It slowly just eats away at everything on the inside, until one day we just wake up and we just can't. That is why it is so important to recognize a few things. And I think the main two are, number one, you are not a robot. You can't just keep going forever just because you've recharged yourself with some sleep or food. That's not how things work. And number two, you need time off. You need time to just goof around. You need time to be just doing nothing. You need to waste some time, so to speak. And I suppose a third one would be that you need to accept certain things won't work out no matter how much you drill them. You might work away and away and away and away at something, and it still won't work out. So maybe that would be also a good indicator to just take a break. Because what's going to happen when you take a break? You allow your mind to rest, reset, find its rhythm again. You're not worthless or lazy or not good enough for just having a little bit of time off. It might just even be an evening that you need to just do nothing. That's completely fine. Because if you don't take that break, you're going to take a forced one from the side effects of burnout, and then you're going to feel even worse. So you need to ask yourself, would you rather waste a little bit of time ever so often just to relax, chill out, restart, or just keep going and going and going, push yourself to an unhealthy level, and then come out on the other side, possibly not actually still getting the results, because sometimes that happens, and then being forced to take a significantly longer break, or maybe even completely falling out of love or whatever it is that you've been doing because you've pushed yourself so much. And I understand that succeeding is important to you. I understand that wanting to win is like etched within your heart and your mind, because I feel exactly the same way. I want to win. I want to be better. I want to do more. I want to be more. And all of that comes with sacrifice. All of that comes with its things. But recovery and rest is also part of the process. It is also part of the plan. Because that's what many of us have been led to believe, right? That success requires sacrifice. All the sleepless nights, working so hard you forget to eat, saying no to going out all the time. And yes, maybe in certain extreme cases, you might have to say yes to some of these things once. But personally, I've seen some good growth, consistent growth, and I've never had to sacrifice a full night's sleep. So you don't need to be destroying yourself, pushing yourself non-stop in order to get to where you want to get to. You can reel it in a bit, you can take it steady. As long as you remain consistent in a healthy way, the results are going to come. Because looking after your well-being, your physical and mental well-being, isn't just a luxury, it's an actual necessity to keep moving forward. I know what it's like to feel burnt out. I've experienced it, I can't actually remember how many years ago, but it is when I first started my clothing brand. I was doing so many different things at once. Everything was just eating away at my soul, and I decided to quit it, and I completely fell out of love with all of that. And it took me so many years to start something again, because I became so afraid of thinking of myself as a failure because I couldn't keep up, when the reality was I didn't manage my time properly. I took on way too much than I could handle, and I didn't really have much of a plan going forward. And after quitting my clothing brand then, well, I regretted it ever since, because I loved it, but I wasn't ready. And I made myself not get better by just completely quitting it all and leaving it in the past. And it's only this year that I've started it back up again. It took a long time to want to do things like that again. So burnout is no joke. It will stick around for a long time. The doubts, the fears, things like that will just stick in your mind. They will be there, and it's very difficult to get rid of them. Very difficult. So make sure you have some time off here and there. Make sure to take a night off. Make sure to just do nothing, because you need it. Sometimes even when you feel like you don't need it, have it anyway. What is the harm? There isn't, because when you do, the following day, you're going to feel great. You're going to feel recharged. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel ready to go. So, no, you're not lazy. You're just burnt out. So take care of yourself. Don't neglect the fact that you need some time off. It's good for you. Not too much, obviously in moderation, because otherwise then you're never going to get any work done. But do take regular time off. And trust me, your productivity and your consistency will go through the roof. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is a necessity. So take care of yourself, and everything else will take care of itself.